I think we're live. Hello. So sorry about that, guys. There was an impending update. Jason didn't realise that you can never ever do anything when that's, especially on new. Has anyone noticed that with Windows 10? It's an absolute arsehole. It doesn't ask you, would you like to do an update? It just downloads it and gets it ready, and then sits there and freezes everything. It's happened on the desktop many times, not happened on this before. So we had to restart while it installed everything. And here we are.
It's a mere 8 minutes.
Hiya, I'm Paul.
I'm Jason.
And together we are
Those vegan guys.
Mad at our computers, we are.
Update done. Everybody's in the house. When we checked and logged on, there was like 5 people. And now there's 63 people.
Hello, 63 people of the world.
Hello, 63. And a special hello to the few people who were here right at the very start, right at the, the very, very start. Well, first and foremost, of course, we've got our mods in the house. We have Kelly this evening. And of course, we have Leanne this evening. The lovely Lauren is having a well-deserved evening off. But we'll say a big shout out to Ashleen, who was the first person in the house this evening. Just get that sorted out. So yeah, hello, evening all. How is everybody doing? I'm going to eat my mint as well. As usual, not always, but most of the time when we start these lives, we're starting with a decaf coffee and a nice vegan mint.
Bobby! Hey, girl.
Hello.
Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you.
Oh, there's so many people in the house for the quiz this evening. Quick fire quiz this evening, couple of rounds, and time for a nice chat. Just a nice chat.
Yeah, just a nice chill chat. Be nice too after this week. Because, of course, those of you that have been following our vlogs this week will know that we've been on a bit of a health kick and been eating very heavy whole food plant-based this week, haven't we? And feel great for it. We had mini quiches and salad for tea tonight, which if you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, you already know. And if you don't already know, pretend you don't know, because you'll see it in tomorrow's vlog.
There you go.
Got to show off a couple of things. First, the gorgeous Helen Hawley, HHR Design on Instagram and on Facebook, who I've just ordered some art from, bought us the gift.
Amazing.
Just a second while I show you.
You'll took my eye out then with your samurai now.
Oh, sorry, love.
It's quite okay.
Yeah, that's
whilst you're grabbing that, I'll just say, Jen and Amy, hi from Southampton. It's our first live quiz with you. Looking forward to it. Amazing.
This is just 4 of the side plates from the dinner service. But look, so it's green and then yellow. And this is brown and then blue. And yellow, beautiful yellow. And turquoise. And blue and lime green. I can't even tell you what a joy it is to eat off crockery like this.
It's very nice.
Wanted something colourful and beautiful for a long, long time. And then Muddy Paws bought us a whole set of these. Glass Tupperware. Oh,
amazing.
Friends. Thank you, people.
We are hugely lucky lads and incredibly grateful, not just to those wonderful people, but
to everyone
to
that
everyone.
Watches us and supports us and knows us.
Yeah,
that's why we share so much with you, because you know us. But yeah, gotta say, guys, honest to God, feeling really, really good this week. I've lost 1.5 kilograms, which is 3 and a little bit pounds. And I should celebrate that, because that's a really good thing, considering that I've only been doing the exercise bike daily, except today. We've had a break today because it's your first full day off work.
Yeah. But only because we're going to double up tomorrow anyway. So.
Yeah, we said if it's dry, we might go out for a little jog tomorrow and then do the exercise bike. I've never been out for a jog in my life.
Have you now?
No.
Well,
cross country with school.
Oh yeah, everyone did that.
I was the one at the back having a fag, talking about how fit Dennis was. I couldn't wait to see him in the shower later on.
Got a bit of chocolate mint on the side of your here.
Where?
Just here. It's on this side here.
Yeah.
Imran says, Paul looks like a troll. He needs to go on Facebook now and take the mick out of some Tories. So, we will be starting the quiz fairly soon. Get your pens and papers at the ready because we don't want answers in the comments. We want you to keep your answers to yourselves, mark yourselves.
Yes, it's very important.
For anyone that is new to the quiz this evening.
Can I just reiterate the fact, though, before we kind of jump into the quiz? If you have been thinking about making any changes to your lifestyle, be it maybe you're considering your first time you've seen this channel and you're actually thinking about going vegan, download our book, Down to Earth Vegan, from thoseveganguys.com. It's free. Download it. It's full of tips and tricks and some easy recipes. If you're already vegan and you're like, oh, vegetarian or whatever, and you're wanting to make some changes to your lifestyle, don't keep putting it off. I was always doing that, me, waiting for the right time. Oh, there's no point doing it now because something's coming up and this is coming and But I knew if I didn't do this now and I hit Christmas already overweight, then hit Christmas, not with an established pattern of easy exercise I can do at home.
Yeah.
I would balloon and I would be really depressed going into the new year. And after 2020,
we don't want that.
Who wants that, Susan?
We don't want
Do you know what I mean? Nobody wants it.
No one wants
look
that.
Yeah, that's how serious I am. It's moving when I talk, like Tracy from Didsbury. Anyway, you matter. You absolutely matter. If you don't believe you matter to anyone else in the world, you matter to you. You are the most important person in your life. And please treat yourself important. Treat yourself important. And you do that by being aware of your health. And if you're eating too much and you're not doing enough exercise, try and push through that and do it. And watch us this week as we vlogged it all. Sorry, I'll stop going.
No. We're going to come back to that later on.
Okay.
We're going to come back to all of that later on after the quiz, because this week, I don't know why I'm leaning in and being like all mysterious and quiet. This week is self-care week. So
I only knew this tonight when he mentioned it to me, and I was like, yeah, what we've been doing this week, self-care
week, and yesterday was International Men's Day. So you know, it's a lot going on this week. It's full on
every day of the year.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. So we'll come back after the quiz and we'll talk a little bit about self-care, what yous have all been doing, positive stuff that's going on in all our lives, and the usual banter and a bit of Q&A if anyone's got any questions for us. But you can throw them back at us like the Quizmaster's about to throw the quiz questions at you. Yeah, all of that. We've got 78 in the house. Give us a thumbs up. Close the comments down for a second. If you're here for the quiz and you enjoy our down-to-earth veganism on the reg, give us a quick thumbs up and come back to the comments and we will start the quiz momentarily. Chris and Will, absolutely. Self-care is an anchor for the mind. It's a very nice way of putting it. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah? Would you just read in the comments?
She's ready.
Oh, of course, yeah. That's the most important thing of all. Okay. So, maybe we turn this light off for a bit of dramatic flair, just for the quiz. Just for the quiz.
Got me, bra.
We ready?
Yeah. Start with me. Not when I'm glamorous assistant, you know what I mean?
Just in time, indeed. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's better. Good evening, one and all.
I haven't got the hair on yet.
Oh, too busy dancing.
Thank you, Cher, for the super chat.
Thank you very much, indeedy. So nice and very much appreciated. We're here for a quiz. It's a quick quiz tonight. We've got 2 rounds, just 2 rounds of 10 questions.
I do that.
10 questions. 2 rounds, 10 questions. I'm going to momentarily take a pause and give a very quick shout out to Mum, Dad, and Auntie Pearl, who I am sure will be watching. So a wave, say hello, and to everybody else in this wonderful community tonight, are we ready? The 2 rounds, we've got round 1, movies. Everybody likes quiz questions on movies. Round 2, we've got animals. Everybody likes quiz questions on animals. We're keeping it nice and simple tonight. It's a bit 50-50 on the difficulty level. So I'll be interested to see scores this evening. And then we'll wrap it up at the end. And we'll have a nice chat, as we said earlier. Is everybody ready? Pens and papers. Just to reiterate, no answers in the comments, or Kelly and Leanne will zap you like you've never been zapped. Okay? Okay, so let's begin. Learned a lesson the hard way. I stay out of the way these days. Stay well out of the way. Okay, round 1, movies. And the first question is, what are the dying words of Charles Foster Kane in Citizen Kane? What are the dying words of Charles Foster Kane in Citizen Kane? That's question 1. Question 2. Who played Mrs. Robinson in The Graduate? Who played Mrs. Robinson in the film The Graduate? Question 3. What was the first feature-length animated movie ever released? What was the first feature-length animated movie ever released? Also, coincidentally, the first film me and my sister ever saw at the cinema. So there you go. Question 4. In The Matrix, does Neo take the blue pill or the red pill? In the film The Matrix, does Neo take the blue pill or the red pill? That was question 4. Question 5. For what movie did Tom Hanks score his first Academy Award nomination? For what movie did Tom Hanks score his first Academy Award nomination? That was question 5. Halfway through round 1. How do people think they're doing so far? Are we going to have 10s across the board? Question 6. What 1927 musical was the first talkie? What 1927 musical was the first talkie? Okay. Question 7. What's the name of the skyscraper in Die Hard? What's the name of the skyscraper in Die Hard?
Oh, what to shout. Get your mouth off, Boulevard!
It's not that.
Like that.
Question 8. What flavour of Pop-Tarts does Buddy the Elf use in his spaghetti in Elf? What flavour of Pop-Tarts does Buddy the Elf use in his spaghetti in Elf? 2 more questions left. Question 9. What shocking Wes Craven horror movie carried the marketing tagline, "To avoid fainting, keep repeating, it's only a movie"? What shocking Wes Craven horror movie carried the marketing tagline, "To avoid fainting, keep repeating, it's only a movie"? Final question, question 10. What pop vocal group performs at the wedding in Bridesmaids? What pop vocal group performs at the wedding in the film Bridesmaids? Okay. We're going to whip through the answers, and then you can let us know your scores for round 1 at the end. So, question 1 was, what are the dying words of Charles Foster Kane in Citizen Kane? It was Rosebud. I didn't know that, to be honest. Didn't know that. Rosebud is the answer to question 1. Question 2 was, who played Mrs. Robinson in The Graduate? The answer is Anne Bancroft. Anne Bancroft was the answer to question 2. How are we all doing on there? I'm glad you're still here, Ashley, and that's the most important thing. You're still here. Question 3 was, what was the first feature-length animated movie ever released? The answer was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was the answer to question 3. Question 4 was, in The Matrix, did Neo take the red pill or the blue pill? He did, in fact, take the red pill. And oh, what a journey he went on. Question 5, for what movie did Tom Hanks score his first Academy Award nomination? It was, in fact, Big. Answer to question 5 was Big. Question 6 was, what 1927 musical was the first talkie? And the answer was, for question 6, The Jazz Singer. The Jazz Singer. Question 7 was, what's the name of the skyscraper in Die Hard? It was, in fact, Nakatomi Plaza.
Kick your face off, Boulevard.
Answer to question 7 was Nakatomi Plaza. Question 8 was, what flavour of Pop-Tarts does Buddy the Elf use in his spaghetti in Elf? Chocolate. The answer to question 8, chocolate Pop-Tarts. Question 9 was, what shocking Wes Craven horror movie carried the marketing tagline, to avoid fainting, keep repeating, it's only a movie? The answer was The Last House on the Left. The answer to question 9 was The Last House on the Left. And the final question for this round, question 10, was, what pop vocal group performs at the wedding in the film Bridesmaids? And it is, of course, Wilson Phillips. We will give you a few seconds to add your scores up and pop them in the comments, and let's see who's got 10s across the board.
And while you're doing that, I will sing you a snippet of Wilson Phillips. I know this pain.
Is that your snippet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see your scores. How did everybody do? Oh, Anita. Louise, 8 out of 10. That's very respectable, because some of those questions were tricky tonight. That vegan chick, 9 out of 10. Us 3 vegans, 9 out of 10. Adam, Will and Chris. Muddy Paws. Oh, dear me. Let's hope that some of you can do better in round 2. Leanne, 10, baby. Unbelievable. Modding and answering the questions at the same time.
She's a right movie buff.
Like some kind of wonder lady.
She's a right movie buff.
Angela, 7 out of 10. Very respectable. And Kate also... Oh, hang on. No, Kate got 3. Imran. Yeah, but is that because you're copying off Leanne, Imran? Is that... Am I being horrible there? Am I being presumptuous?
Yeah, you're telling the truth, love. Nobody should ever put you down.
Joanne, that's respectable. 50%. Some tricky questions in there. Some tricky questions. But as the Quizmaster, one thing I'm conscious of, I think we're on our 6th or 7th quiz now. And one of the things I'm conscious is I don't want to, if I can avoid it, I don't want to recycle questions. I want to try and have new questions as much as possible every time we do a quiz. Okay. So... we got a couple of winners in there. Leanne is definitely up there. Is everybody ready for round 2? Round 2 is all about animals, and it's another 10 questions. Are we ready to rock and roll? Round 2, animals, pens and papers at the ready. It's time to rock and roll. Question 1. Name 2 types of marsupials. Name just 2 types of marsupials.
Don't put it in the comments. Write it down on your pad.
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution.
It's all right.
It's appreciated. Question 1 was name 2 types of marsupials. Question 2, what nickname do adult male gorillas have due to their hair? What nickname do adult male gorillas have due to their hair? That was question 2. Question 3. Which animal did the Guinness Book of World Records name as the most fearless animal? Which animal did the Guinness World Records class as the most fearless animal?
I'll tell you something. He doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't. That was question 3.
That's a clue as well.
It was. Question 4. Which animal belongs to the grouping bovine? Which animals, plural, belong to the grouping bovine? Question 5. How fast can a sausage dog run? How fast can a sausage dog run? I will take a speed from one speed to another speed, an approximate speed between 2 speeds. Question 6. Which large marine mammals are sometimes known as sea cows? Which large marine mammals are sometimes known as sea cows? Question 7. Which is the only free-roaming primate in Europe? Which is the only free-roaming primate in Europe?
Brexit voters.
That was question 7. Question 8. Name 2 of the 3 snakes native to the UK. I appreciate for people here tonight who are not in the UK, that might be a tricky one. Suffice to say, we have a lot less snakes in the UK than pretty much most other parts of the world. So that was question 8. Name 2 of the 3 snakes native to the UK. 2 questions left. Question 9. How many wolves did the largest recorded pack have? How many wolves did the largest recorded pack have? How many? That was question 9. And question 10. Lemurs are only native to one country. Which one is it?
Think about animated movies.
Lemurs are only native to one country. Which one is it? We'll give you a few seconds to just make sure you've got all your answers written down. Are we ready? We're going to go through the answers and we're going to see how many have got 10s, how many have got 5s, and how many have got 1.
Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed. So the answer to question 1, well, there's several answers to be fair. The question was, name 2 types of marsupials. Kangaroos, wallabies, wombats, koalas. They're the big 4 right there. Yeah? Question 2 was, what nickname do adult male gorillas have due to their hair? Silverback. Silverback gorillas.
You knew that one.
You knew that. Surely you knew that. Surely everyone's got 1. Question 3 was, which animal did the Guinness Book of World Records name as the most fearless animal? The most fearless.
Can I say it? Honey badger.
Honey badger.
You know why? Because he doesn't give a shit. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, after this, go to Google and type honey badger doesn't give a shit and watch the YouTube video.
It's awful.
It's brilliant.
The honey badger was a revelation.
It's the comedy narration that makes it brilliant.
Yes.
It's a typical nature.
Yeah.
Video.
And the honey badger is truly fearless. So that was the answer to question 3. Question 4 was, which animals belong to the grouping bovine? It was indeed cattle. The answer to question 4 was cattle. Question 5, how fast can a sausage dog run? The answer was 15 to 20 miles per hour.
Can't believe it.
The answer to question 5, 15 to 20 miles an hour. So if you're anywhere within that region, you've got yourself a point. Okay. Question 6, which large marine mammals are sometimes known as sea cows? The answer was manatee. Question 6 was manatee. Question 7, which is the only free-roaming primate in Europe? It's the Barbary macaque, found in Gibraltar. The Barbary macaque. Question 8, name 2 of the 3 snakes native to the UK. So I am happy to take the adder, the grass, or the smooth. Adder, grass, or smooth. Any 3 of those snakes, quite happy.
Any one of those.
Any one. If you've put all 3 down, then bonus point.
Bonus point for you.
And if anybody has put all 3 down, then big kudos to you as well, because I didn't know smooth snake. So that was the answers to question 8. Question 9 was, how many wolves did the largest recorded pack have? The pack was recorded in Russia and numbered up to 400 wolves. That's one pack, 400 wolves.
Oh, imagine hearing them sing at night.
You wouldn't be getting much sleep, would you?
Well, if you were like fair enough distance away and you could just hear it off in the background, it'd be quite beautiful. You should imagine.
Nice one, Frank. Nice one. And question 10, the final question was, lemurs are only native to one country. Which one is it? Answer to question 10 was Madagascar. Madagascar. So we're going to give you a few seconds. Please put your scores down in the comments and let's see how people have done. Will and Chris, 7. Kelly, not bad, 50%. Little Acorns, 50%. Jill's got a 6. Tim's on 5. Louise, 7 out of 10. That's pretty respectable. Helen, bravo with a 9 there. Excellent. That vegan chick, another 9. Brilliant. Some really good scores tonight, actually. The majority, good scores. A few people, not so great scores. Adam, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry. But I really hope, you know what? It's been a learning experience. The quiz is as much a learning experience as a fun experience for all involved. I do hope. I do hope. It wouldn't be the same without my glamorous assistant here pulling all of the attention away from the questions and the seriousness and the gravitas of what this Friday quiz is all about. Thank you all very much for taking part. And of course, as I always say, you are all winners. We're going to change.
Except those of you lost.
Yeah.
You're rubbish.
Yeah. Mum, Dad and Auntie Pearl, I hope you managed to get respectable scores. Do let me know in a Facebook message perhaps later on. Yeah.
I've got so many potential thumbnails from this video.
But thank you to everyone for taking part. We are going to stick around. Anybody that's new to the channel for the first time, please do consider giving us a subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. We do all kinds of stuff, but our pillars are mainly, obviously, down-to-earth veganism, shopping, recipes, eating, quizzes, cooking in the kitchen. We do a live every single week. And if you've enjoyed the quiz tonight, just pop out of the comments for a second. Give us a thumbs up because it really does help us.
Smash the shit out of that like button.
Do that. Because we've got an amazing 91 in the house and 61 thumbs up. So give us a thumbs up. It really does help us with YouTube.
Just take my bra off.
And it helps us spread the word. So we're going to take a moment to get changed. And then we'll be back to chat about Self-Care Week, what's coming up, what you're all doing. And of course, answer any questions that you might have. So I think I might just put this one on. Put a big light on. Put a big light on.
Hey!
Oh, there we go. Back to normal. Back to normal. Put my fancy new phone over here out of the way. My fancy old phone out of the way as well. So there we go. quiz is done and dusted. We're getting me thinking cap on for the quiz in 3 weeks' time. Every 3 weeks, the quiz rolls round. Next week, it's cooking in the kitchen with us, isn't it?
It is.
On Sunday.
It is.
And the following Saturday, it will be our live mukbang. So, like I
haven't
said,
decided what we're doing yet. It's either going to be kids' birthday party, which was somebody's ridiculous but really good idea. Or if we're still on, like, wait, what am I saying? If we're still on.
Yeah, what are you saying?
I know. It's like I said, it hasn't become the norm yet. It will soon enough. Much more whole food, plant-based.
Yes. Oh, Julie, you've just missed the quiz. You'll have to watch it back. But thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, thank you all for being here. What we just want to touch on is what Paul touched on right at the start. Now with the quiz, it's done and dusted and out of the way. So for everybody watching, and obviously those people in the comments, it has been self-care week this week. I started delivering self-care training years and years ago when I used to work in the NHS. Delivered it probably to a couple of thousand people locally. But self-care, as I'm sure many of you know, is all about what we can do day to day to look after our physical, mental and social well-being.
And it might not always be what you think it is, because you know, I do have a tendency to soothe myself too much. Can I just say, Jen and Amy, thank you. And I'm so glad our videos have helped you find stuff in the supermarkets. That's awesome.
That's what it's about.
And good luck on your journey. And if you need any help, give us a shout. And if you haven't done yet, download our free ebook, Down to Earth Vegan from thoseveganguys.com.
Yeah.
So much helpful stuff in there. But yeah, doing the best for yourself isn't necessarily always what feels like the best for yourself, because I have a tendency to over soothe myself when I'm feeling at a loss, or I'm feeling like, well, what's the point in dieting, or I'll leave it till then, or I just can't be bothered, I can't deal with these things at the moment. I have a tendency to placate myself. It's okay if you're feeling like that. You just have another settee day. Watch as much YouTube as you want, eat what you want when you want. That's not necessarily, in fact, it's not point blank the right way to look after yourself. Now, having the odd day like that, okay, all right. Or having the odd couple of hours like that, yeah. But when it becomes a kind of regular thing, and that's what I've had a tendency to do, and so it's shifting my focus onto what actually benefits me. What benefits me is eating more whole food, plant-based, making sure I do a little bit of exercise every day, and little things that I've been putting off. Like this week I styled 2 weeks. I've been putting that off for ages. I washed the bedding. I've been putting that off. You know, just little things. I've been vlogging every day. Get my phone out. Oh, just do my lunch, and so I've had things to focus on, and it's really helping me.
It's massive self-care because, and I'm gonna touch on a few comments as well, because people are making some really interesting comments. Ellie said, "I've got to stop thinking of self-care is a bottle of wine and snacks." I think that's a really important one. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. In my humble opinion, and going back to what Paul said, it does come back to moderation.
Yeah.
Just like the just like the duvet days, or days where you get up. We had a day a couple of weeks ago where we got up, and literally from an hour of being out of bed, the day just got progressively worse and worse, and I could tell I wasn't in a good headspace that day. But part of self-care is actually being able to have that self-talk, have that dialogue with yourself, and understand where your head's at and where your body's at day to day. And have a toolkit.
In case anyone asks.
Oh, of course, yeah. And have a toolkit of resources, whatever that may be. Sometimes it might be a glass of wine and a bit of comfort food.
Dare tell them what you did and for how long? You were self-care, that was your field of work.
Yeah, well, I did a lot of that. I mean, I'm just going to pick up on what Louisa said as well. We've been on a bit of a health kick this week too, doing Huel and on exercise program, which has been helping. Weigh in tomorrow to see if we've lost anything. Excellent stuff. I think what Paul said before about it's quite timely. A lot of people kind of decide that they're gonna do some kind of a health drive like the 1st of January and the sort of New Year's resolution thing. I think if you can get into a bit of a routine pre-Christmas and then maintain it through into the new year, I think you're going to stand a much better chance.
I was terrified of it. That's the whole point of this. This time, I didn't want to hit Christmas already unhappy and overweight, because I knew at Christmas I do let myself go. If, however, when we hit Christmas, I've already got an established pattern of going on the exercise bike every day, and I can keep that habit up, and I'm not, I'm having my treat days. Even over Christmas.
Yeah, totally.
And just, being more aware and more careful. And then in January, not extending Christmas. I have a habit of doing that as well. Oh, I've still got all this stuff left to eat. Let's continue celebrating for the first 2 weeks of January. Do you know what I mean? It's just a case of being sensible.
Yeah.
But our food this week, Jason, has been delicious, hasn't it?
It really has. Yeah, it really has. And I think the other thing as well is I'm picking up quite a few people have said in the comments, and this is obviously this is obviously kind of permeating, and a lot of people, it's resonating. That's the word I was looking for. It's resonating with a lot of people. Because the other thing as well, of course, is about your goal setting and motivation levels. So when I worked in the NHS and I was one of the town that we live in, was, just to give some context here, the town we live in was one of 3 towns in the UK, well, in England, that was chosen as a pilot site to roll out this self-care training. And some people would roll their eyes at what, you need to deliver training to help people to self-care. And amazingly, yes, absolutely you do. And one of the biggest light bulb moments that people used to have when I delivered this training was the whole concept of motivation. So very, very simple, as simply as I can possibly put it, achieving your goals that you set yourself replenishes your motivation levels. If your goals are not realistic and achievable in the first place, and you set your sights too high, or you set yourself too many challenges to do too quickly, you're going to end up in a downward spiral. And the impact of not achieving the goal is psychologically, it's a biggie. It pushes you down.
Yeah.
Whereas the flip side of the coin is, you set yourself a tiny goal. It doesn't matter how tiny it is. The sense of achievement and the endorphins and the way that the brain works with your motivation, it spurs you on. It really does. So I would say the biggest thing is rein in your goals, make them smaller.
Yeah,
we've done that, haven't we?
Well, I was going to say,
cheers, everyone.
Cheers, my love.
Cheers.
Tonight we're trying this Stormberg Shiraz from Sainsbury's, which is $3.85, and it's clearly marked vegan. Vegan is the little black circle there. It's got a V in it and the word vegan, but you can't see it properly. Jason in his self-care role within the NHS, and me in my health trainer role within the NHS, were both working on the same targets with people. And one of the things that we used as a tool was SMART goals. And it's an abbreviation. It's every letter of SMART is something. So it's specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. And so that's about, I used to say to people, I'd get, Mildred with 6 kids coming to see me, who was overweight and in her 50s and had completely given up on herself.
Yeah.
But wanted to feel better. And every afternoon she had 2 chocolate biscuits. And I'm just making this up. I'm not citing anybody's story. I wouldn't do that. My first suggestion for a goal would be, how about we make that 1 biscuit and we break it in half so it feels like more, or we break it in 4 pieces so it feels like more. And then when you've done that one thing, you can say, I had 1 less biscuit today. Did it? And other people might say, so what? You had 7 Karen at break, saw you. Do you know what I mean? But 1 less. And the reason we've pushed a little bit further than that this week, and may push further or may just stay on this same kind of level, is that we've been here before several times. I've been big twice before, and the first time I was big, and I took the self-care course, and then I became a health trainer, and then I lost loads of weight, and then we got married, and then I put some on again. Oh no, before that even, I'd got big at some point. So I've been big twice, and this is my third. You're on your way there, Paul. Now. So it was big alarm bells for me, because I'm never happy there, ever.
Yeah. But like we've said before, we've said it in our vlogs, we've said it in the vlog for this week's Health Week. What we are great at in some respects is maintaining. So, for example, our YouTube channel, we're passionate about it. We vlog regularly. We upload content really regularly. We've maintained it. We're passionate about it. We love it, and we love the community that's grown up around it. But in other areas of our lives, we're not always that great at maintenance, are we?
No.
And that's something we're going to get better at. A couple of people, Julie, I think this is great. We have a compassionate workplace where staff can access people to talk to, or if need more practical things, we will deliver food to our colleagues or walk pets, etc.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And Louise, I'm a mental health first aider at work, and lots of people are generally struggling right now.
Yeah.
Very, very true. Yeah. I mean, what I would say, to be honest, in terms of your own self-care, there's loads of free resources out there. After the live tonight, if you feel that way inclined, I would definitely recommend to Google Self-Care Forum. The Self-Care Forum website has got a huge amount of information and resources on there, and just practical ways that you can kind of start to appreciate your own internal dialogue. Give yourself the space and the time to analyze and think about your own thoughts and feelings, the way that your body and your brain is reacting to things, what's triggering you, what's setting you off, what's therapeutic to you. Because even though we've got a lot in common, all of us, what may be therapeutic to me and be beneficial to me and make me feel better may not make you feel better. So there. So,
and can I just jump in there?
Of course you can.
As well?
Of course you can.
Because I think it's important for people to. It can be really hard to treat yourself important when you never have.
Yes.
It's exactly the same as the way you treat somebody that you really love, whether it be your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your best friend or your mother, or how would you treat them if they needed your help to get better and get healthier? What would you do for them?
Yeah.
Do it for you.
Yeah. Big time. Because we've all got this internal dialogue, and when I used to deliver the training, I used to always talk about our internal dialogue as being like the old cartoons where you'd have the angel on one shoulder and you'd have the devil or demon on the other shoulder. So our own internal dialogue, the way that we talk to ourselves inside, it doesn't mean that you're losing the plot. We can be our own best friend, or we can be our own worst enemy. We can talk ourselves up and talk ourselves into doing something, or just as easily we can talk ourselves out of doing something, can't we? It ties in with what you were saying about us valuing ourselves and being our own best friend, because it kind of starts there, doesn't it?
It has to. Yeah, it has to.
So there you go. That's my two penneth, as they say.
And as I said, we are going to be continuing this journey and documenting it, and I will be sharing progress with you. The aim is to get to the point where we are eating largely, not even necessarily mostly, largely, whole food, plant-based meals that we're really enjoying, and we're doing the exercise bike or whatever exercise every day because it's just become a habit.
And because it makes us feel good.
Yeah,
but ultimately.
But it's become the norm.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's the aim.
Yeah.
To get to that point where, this is completely normal now. It's not even an effort anymore. And this week, I've enjoyed myself so much in the kitchen. I do so much. I've nailed falafel.
Oh.
Like, nailed it. Air fried falafel with no oil. God, they're good. It was only my second batch, my second attempt at making the recipe, and both of us were like, that's beautiful.
Smashed it. What have you said you're going to do for the third batch?
I'm going to use less chili, more coriander, more lemon, because I want them coriander, lemon heavy, chili evident.
Yes. Just while we are just generally tying up on the subjects of self-care and that whole conversation, Leanne said, we have welfare warriors at work who are available for us. Working at home is quite isolating at times. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. So there's loads I'm really trying to get in touch with a lot of workplaces through the day job, through the work that I do. I'm really trying to talk to businesses, particularly now more than ever, about the importance of taking mental health in the workplace really seriously, and maybe consider getting some training in for staff, like mental health first aid training or Connect 5 training. So yeah, if anybody does want any more information about that, particularly in relation to workplace well-being and particularly mental health and well-being in the workplace, feel free to drop me a message on social media and I will get back to you as soon as I can, send you a few links and a bit of advice should you need it. But the alternative is you can just Google mental health first aid, because it's a big national thing and it can be accessed anywhere all over the country. Our last thing I'll say is this free training online. It takes about 20 minutes to do, and it's suicide prevention training. I think it's through the Zero Suicide Alliance. That's another great one.
I did a version of it.
Assist.
About a decade ago, called Assist.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful training, but very timely at the time. And
funnily enough, it's timely now.
Yeah.
It starts with us looking after ourselves. That's the self-care. In looking after ourselves and aiming to be the best versions of ourselves, natural domino effect is we then have the ability to look out for others, and we have the ability to look out for our nearest and dearest, but also the complete stranger in the street who you walk past and think, hang on a minute, there's something not quite right there, and your gut instinct kicks in, because you never know when you're going to be presented with that situation. And let's hope that we all have the wherewithal at the time to possibly make a difference in someone's life. Anywho.
Yeah. No, these are important things to talk about, though, Jason. I mean, 2020 has changed the world dramatically. And even though there's such positive talk right now about vaccines 3, in fact, that may help us all back to normality. I think when we do get back to normality, the mental damage that's been caused in general, it's going to be it's going to take a long time to heal for all of us. But we're all there for each other. We all try to be a good example for each other. That's why we wanted to vlog what we were doing this week, because it's about setting a good example, but not holding ourselves up on any, like, don't expect anything from us, because as soon as you do, it becomes a burden. Do you know what I mean? And that's not being awful to folk. But it's a case of we're doing this for us. We're happy to document it and have you come along on the journey with us. And that's working.
It is. It really is. Just a few people in the comments, 1 or 2 people have said that they'd really benefit from, better mental health and well-being support in the workplace. I'm sad to read that, but I'm not surprised, to be honest.
Yeah.
If you've got the power within yourself and you've got the determination, sometimes you've really got to shout from the rooftops, and you've got to gently, at the very least, gently rock the boat and try and get across to the purse holders, the decision makers in those establishments, that actually them investing a little bit of time and a little bit of money now will reap so many rewards in the future in terms of your staff resilience, your ability to, your staff to self-care. They're not going to take as much time off work. You're going to have a more productive workforce. These are all massive ticks. And these are sadly the kinds of things that managers and the decision makers want to hear and need to hear. Is like, actually, no, if you invest this little bit of money and time to get these staff trained up, over the next 12 to 18 months, you're going to get that return on investment threefold at least. You spend £6 on every member of staff, you're going to get £100 back in terms of how brilliant they are, as opposed to previously without that investment. Anyway.
I've got to say, while we were talking about all that kind of approaching bosses at work, then it just brought to mind that scene from Garbo Talks, which is one of my favourite films of all time, by the way, with Anne Bancroft, where she's in the hospital and the nurse tells her how much they're making an hour, and she says, well, you need to sort out your contract.
Yeah.
And she says, we don't want to start something.
Start something. Yeah.
We don't want to make waves. Make waves. I've always been that person because of Estelle. She put it in me, and I love that.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a few people are sort of saying a similar thing. Angela, I'm trying to use my free time constructively by helping a wildlife rescue group. So far, I've transported 2 pigeons, 1 squirrel, and a woodcock. Plus, we feed and check rock doves for injuries. Brilliant.
Muddy, I think it's despicable what folk have to put up with, especially front-facing kind of service staff.
Yeah.
Their job is to ask people to wear a mask, sanitize their hands, whatever, as they go into and the abuse. It's a side effect of the world we live in now. It was proven here with Brexit. It was proven in America with Trump. Our 2 countries are divided, and there's a whole bunch of people that are so self-important.
Yeah.
They're not part of.
And it's also it's the keyboard warrior society breaking beyond the keyboard, and this kind of behavior has gone unchecked for so long that people have become brazen, and the only way to combat that is by challenging it. We were talking about this with racism just the other day.
I don't know if anyone's seen the new Sainsbury's ad. I haven't seen it, but I know it'll be fabulous. It's a black family at Christmas.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Could have been white, Chinese. I was going to say Muslim, but they don't celebrate Christmas. Eid. Could have been Judaism and Passover. It could have been anything beautiful. It's family matters. And apparently there's been a lot of people saying, this commercial doesn't represent me. Well, honey, now you know how black people feel. See that little moment of patheticness that you're feeling?
Yeah.
They've felt for hundreds of years, decades, never being represented.
Amplified by
TV
1,000.
and magazines, never being able to drink from the same water fountain or ride at the front of the bus. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, get over yourself. So a black family's been represented, and people are saying, I'm not going to shop at Sainsbury's anymore. Good.
Yeah.
Because I shop there and I don't like shopping with racists or pigs.
Yeah. So, tied in with that and everything around that is, let's do our best to rise up a little bit. And it can be scary. It can be scary at times, really scary. But if you see it, don't let it go unchecked.
Call it out. You've got to call it out with your best friends, with your partner, with your husband, with your parents. When you hear blatant racism, it's your job to help educate.
Yeah. And, you know,
because if you accept it, you support it.
Yeah.
Say it again. If you accept it, you support it.
Yeah. And if a member of the public, whether it's a service member of staff, whether it's somebody in a restaurant, or whether it's somebody on a reception desk in accident and emergency, or it's a doctor, or anybody else, if a member of the public turns around and calls you a CUNT or any other horrific or abusive terminology, in most places these days now, legitimately, they can be dragged away and put in the back of a police car. Just for the public disturbance alone, particularly under the current circumstances. Now, I know that doesn't make it any easier when you're in the moment and you've got somebody screaming in your face. Nobody should ever have to be put through that. But please be at least reassured a tiny bit, if you can, that you are thankfully the person in the right. You're the person with a brain, and you're doing the best you possibly can, and that's amazing. Imran said, the workplace in the UK has a 21st century equipment and 19th century attitude to mental health.
Absolutely. Although it's getting better, it has been getting better the last couple of years, but I don't think the workplace, general term for all places, knows what's going to hit it after this is all over.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty scary what's coming. But, you know, also, there is a silver lining in all of this, and it doesn't all need to be doom and gloom. The silver lining is actually that a lot more people, because a lot more people are experiencing mental health concerns now than previously, and some people are going through the mill who have really been resilient probably most of their lives. So if nothing else, it's switching a lot more people onto the fact that, number one, mental health is just as important as physical health. Often as a society, we put physical way up here and mental health way down here. And that's, people are switching onto that now and realizing, actually, I've got to take care of this. It's really important.
Here's the thing, if this isn't good, this isn't good. Usually, you cannot take care of this. You cannot take care of your physical being if your mental being isn't right. That's what we've had to change this week. I've had to change that, you know, having hummus and homemade tuna spread, which I made because I'm fabulous in the kitchen, on 2 Rivitas for lunch isn't missing out, isn't not what I want. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Why have I not done it more? That's, you know,
calling yourself out a little bit in a way.
Absolutely. I've had to call myself out a little bit because I've been far too prone to have a peanut butter and jam sandwich with 2 slices of bread and spread and peanut butter and jam. And calorifically, that compared to 2 Rivitas, one with tuna, one with homemade hummus on homemade tuna. Calorifically, that's 3 times as much. This is just as filling. Fact, keeps me satisfied longer.
Oh, Ellie, bless you. Thank you so much. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Jen and Amy, Aldi advert is literally a family of carrots.
Right.
A black family is unrelatable.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Right.
Yeah. So there you go. There's a little bit of chat to kind of mark Self-Care Week. What I'd like to do, and a few people have kind of already shared a little bit, but what I'd like to do is ask you something that I've not asked for a good few weeks, and we used to do it regularly on our lives, but it's been a while. So for all of us here in the community, all 91 people, there's 91 people watching and 90 thumbs up. Who's the one person that's not giving us a thumbs up? It could be somebody, who knows?
I don't know, but can I address something as a gay man who's been a gay man for most of the 51 years that I've been a gay man on my earth? The word faggot in the song doesn't bother me at all. Faggot being screamed at me by a pissed, nasty bastard in the street who hates me is a completely different kettle of fish. But you cheap, lousy faggot in a song...
Same.
I'm sorry, it's a really important Christmas song.
Doesn't bother me.
It's been around for decades and a lot of people associate Christmas with it. I don't even think it should be amended. It was written, it's 2 characters having an argument at Christmas. It's like a play. It's like a play and a song all in one. You don't change it because people get offended. It reflects a time, it reflects a reality for so many people at Christmas. Those family arguments and, you know, everybody kicks off when they've had a couple of sherries. As someone who is gay, who has been called a faggot both jokingly and nastily, I never took it offensively jokingly. Ever.
Yeah. I get you. I understand where you're coming from, but
that's me though. I can only speak for me.
Leanne's kind of said it. I love the song, but it is very divisive as a song. I think I kind of relate it to like there's a reason we don't have the 70s sitcoms that existed on television anymore. There's a reason why there's certain music that is just not on the radio and is not played anymore.
There's a certain reason paint companies don't make certain colours of paint anymore.
Yeah. So, but flip side is, it is synonymous with the festive period. It means a lot to a lot of people, and music is very powerful in taking people back to a place and a time.
Besides, I think it's really important to remember that it's 2 characters.
Yeah.
It's like a play or a film. So you don't edit all the words that bother you from the film or the play, because then they're censored pieces of art. It's a piece of art, like any piece of art, and it should remain complete, in my opinion.
Interesting. Who knows?
Any road.
So what I was going to ask,
that.
was on a slightly brighter note is I'd like you to just take a minute for my benefit, our benefit, and yours and everybody in the chat this evening. Share something positive. A few people have already shared some lovely things. Share something positive that's happened or that you've been a part of or that you've directly influenced or done over the last week or two. And I'll pick a few out and read them out, and we can just acknowledge that not everything at the moment is doom and gloom, and there are some bright moments to be found as we rapidly approach the festive season. It'll be here before we know it. Well, thank you, Will and Chris.
Yeah, I get that, Bobby, as well, and I can understand your reaction to that particular word, and yet it's used so frequently in dramas and TV and film, and even in plays it has been.
Yeah.
Because it's a natural part of particular parts of America's vernacular.
Difficult.
And so that's what I mean, you know, in our circles, like if Stuart's looking at a pink jumper in a second-hand shop one day, and I said, "We look at that boy, you get a big faggot." That's just
well, yeah. I mean, it's always about context, isn't it?
Still the same word.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I can't. I don't hate the word, but I don't hate CUNT either. Myself.
Muddy Paws, I'm happy your gift brought a smile. It truly did.
I just can't wait to I haven't got it all out yet because I need to reshuffle my cupboards. But they are such good storage. And here's the thing, here's the double, this is why they were in my thing. So thank you so much, Muddy. They are, you've seen me when I do my pictures of the stuff I've made. And it's all in different plastic things, and some of them you can tell I've had for 18 years because they're stained with turmeric and scrubbed shitless. So these will look so good with hummus in and falafels and
yes, of course.
When you are taking pictures,
yeah. Oh,
you know what I mean?
You know, it's all part and parcel, isn't it?
But they're beautiful. They're beautiful. I'm so grateful. Thank you, my darling.
Angarad's Life got your new merch and I love it so much.
Angarad's Life, I'm so glad. And you very soon might just have a little gift coming to you from those vegan guys.
Jessica made my colleagues laugh dancing when we have been dealing with an intense COVID positive workplace, care home, and helps them to relax. Brilliant, Jessica. Brilliant. That's what we need. That's what we all need sometimes.
A laugh's so important, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh. Not like that crazy evangelical nutter, though, in America. You know the one? He's got steel blue eyes, but now he looks a bit like Giuliani, but more wrinkled, and he bought a private plane, like 60 million of church.
What are you saying about him?
He did something the other day, we're talking about election fraud, Jesus wants us to laugh it out. And he did that around folk. And I was like, I watched him like this. You're mental, aren't you?
Jody Joe, I volunteer in my community store. I meet people every week and it's done me good as well as helped the community. Amazing. Julie was able to find a place for female homeless person to find shelter. Must say local Mendip police were outstanding in helping.
Oh,
brilliant.
That's beautiful.
I think Leanne's referring to what you were talking about there before. That's a top word in our house. Maybe not. Maybe it's a different word that she's talking about. Who knows? Jen and Amy, our positive point, we've been vegan for 46 days and the I Am Vegan app tells us we have saved roughly 72 animals. Amazing. Love that. Chris and Will, I've been working hard to launch a new safe haven service for people struggling with their mental health. It's been hard work, really quite stressful to launch, but it's good to get it running. Brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant, Chris and Will. Love stuff like that. Really good. It's hard work. It's really hard graft to read
more. I like it all.
I'm going to. Helen, My son and his partner have just made a bunch of clay Christmas decorations as gifts for their friends and family. Homemade gifts are the best.
Beautiful.
Love it. Love it.
Beautiful.
The glorious Bobby. I received a beautiful gift from a friend. I turned vegan for World Vegan Day, bless him. It was my first bee pendant that I will get wearing for future videos.
Nice one, Bobby.
Amazing.
Gorgeous.
And John Ross is in the house. Have you just crept in this second, John? Or
Hi,
have you been here a while?
Have you been watching all along secretly?
Keep a close eye out for all of these regulars. A highlight of my week was an £800 refund from the gas man. What I had to do for it would make you curl, though.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Brilliant, brilliant. Oh, Louise, that's brilliant. My dog who was diagnosed with cancer was given a clean bill of health after an operation.
Oh, nice one.
That's brilliant.
That must be such a relief.
Oh, excellent, Angela. Been supporting my friend Belinda, who was found this year very difficult, being tough for some more than others.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Sure.
That's the thing, you know. None of us are always going to have strong days. We've all got mental health. We all have good days and bad days. So on the good days, if you've got the strength to maybe reach out to somebody else, brilliant. Because on those days when you haven't got the strength to, I would hope that somebody might reach out to you, and it's all reciprocal, and it's all you know, it all floats around.
That's actually a way that I tackle my life. Kind of is always thinking about how this, like, how does this thing affect other people?
Yeah.
If it's affecting me this way, how is it affecting other people? It's kind of a...
Definitely, yeah. Jessica, my wife's colleague sent me a vegan meal deal for my night shift too. That's brilliant. Jody Joe... interesting question. Does anyone think we should clap for the NHS again? I don't think we should. I don't think the NHS staff think we should either.
I don't think they want us to clap. I think they want us to keep safe distance, wash our hands, wear masks, and try and keep the wards as empty as possible so that they can actually get on with being a normal NHS and offering the operations that they're supposed to be offering, the cancer treatments, and so on and so forth. Everyone's
going to have a personal opinion on this, but I do think it got to a farcical level, and it got a bit judgy as well, I think. You know, the whole clapping for the NHS thing, it got a bit judgy, you know, like people, you know, judging other people for doing it and other people judging other people for not doing it. And it kind of got to a point where the whole point of it was lost and it had become a bit divisive. But I don't think that's the cause itself. I think that's just human nature. And as human beings at the moment, we are ripped down the middle, aren't we, in a lot of ways? It feels difficult sometimes for us to come together. And even in disaster, when usually you can always rely on communities and people to come together, it doesn't always feel like that at the moment. But we've got to push for it. And like I said before, we've got to try and keep each other in check. I think it's all about checks and balances.
I don't think the NHS aren't necessarily want people to clap. I'm sure that they appreciated it the first time it was done, and then it became a weekly thing. And it, you know, and some of the people that were stood on their doorstep every Thursday clapping would be the same people screaming in somebody's face 3 days later and completely forgetting. You got to keep so aware these days of who you are, how you react, of all of that, and it's like there's a lot of people on kind of autopilot.
Big time.
It feels like.
Yeah. You got to keep yourself in check for double standards, and we've talked about it many times. It's like if you called somebody out for doing that, if you held a mirror up to them and said, hang on a minute, look at you there, and look at you here, look at what you've just said, and the way that sounded, and that was atrocious. They would get so angry and so defensive. The fact that you've had the audacity to call them out on their mistake. Jessica, my wife who works for the NHS, said it was much appreciated, but she would have rather had a pay rise and a day off.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, where I work at the moment, working for a mental health charity in the UK, this time round, just as we were going into second lockdown in England, we are basically now, through lockdown, operating in exactly the same way as the NHS. So we are seeing people face to face, we're delivering counselling, all kinds of mental health and wellbeing services, training we're delivering as well. we're essentially the same as the NHS, and every single member of staff is technically classed as a key worker. So there you go. You got to do what you got to do. Yes, Bobby, it has. It's shown the best and it's shown the worst. But isn't it always the case? I still like to think that, you know, the good far outweighs the bad. For the most part. But you got to look for it sometimes, haven't you?
There we go. We're down at the bottom.
Excellent.
So let's have a chat about a couple of things that we've watched recently.
I'm going to pour us a little bit, just to spot more wine, just a smidge.
No, absolutely. Well, it's Friday evening. Like I said, today is that's why we haven't done the bike today.
Chill day.
Today is a kind of chill day, and we're still eating whole food, plant-based, no oil.
Well, partially chill day. Partial chill day.
Oh, I did have a slice of bread, though. I had a salad butter. Do you know what? I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would.
Did you not?
No.
Yeah. That was a shame.
I know, I was a bit kind of like...
Do you think you'd have enjoyed the pita more?
Maybe.
So, yes, we're going to round this evening's live up. And thank you all of you for sticking around after the quiz, because we've kept solid numbers throughout, and that's a lovely thing. Sometimes I worry that people come for the quiz and then they just disappear off, but you're all still here, and that's great. Yeah, we're going to finish and round things up. We'll obviously answer a few questions as we're going along. Always happy to answer any questions. But also, just touch on a couple of things.
I'm not going to lie, I'm eager to get off now. Do you know why? It's Friday. I haven't watched Discovery yet. You've forgotten? You hadn't forgotten?
I'd forgotten.
Honestly?
Yeah, I'd forgotten.
We are deep. We've said it every time we've done a live, and I'll say it again. We are so deeply in love with Discovery this season 3.
Yeah.
I mean, they've all been brilliant.
Yeah.
But this one, particularly, there's just something about it with little notes of music and
it's epic. It's epic.
But
thank you, Frank.
This week, as recommended by the lovely Tom and Victoria,
yes,
have our fellow Kefalonia lovers. They recommended. Is it on Netflix? It's on Netflix, isn't it?
I think so.
They recommended Marianne on Netflix, which is a French horror. So it's subtitled. So if you don't mind subtitles, my God,
it's so good.
I'll tell you what, Tom and Victoria, thank you.
They weren't wrong. If you like really good horror, great characters, proper scary, possession type stuff, but done in a really classy way. And I know our good pal Imran is very fond of his horror.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it, it's so worth a watch. It's very good.
John Ross, Marianne, people, I've been telling you about this for ages. I loved it.
It's very good.
It's brilliant. If you like horror, obviously, if your horror's not your thing, then no. If you like horror, but you don't like really horrible horror,
but you like a bit of daft comedy, and you particularly like British folk.
Yeah, British horror comedy, Truth Seekers.
On Amazon.
Yeah. Truth Seekers is excellent. I do think it helps as well if you are a fan of
Simon Pegg.
Pegg and Frost combo. They are a classic combo, and anybody who's familiar with British comedy, both series and film, you'll be familiar with that
It's
combo.
actually really good because it's kind of YouTube / Most Haunted / a typical Simon Pegg comedy.
Truth Seekers.
Yeah. It's good.
So, what have you all been watching? And is there anything that you would recommend?
Oh, can I ask, does anybody recommend Disney Plus? I ask because our O2 contracts ran out. You know, when you get to the end of your phone contract, if you've bought a new phone with it, you get to the end and they say, well, you've got an upgrade available to you. So we've both got new phones, which we're just getting used to. But part of it is, can I have Disney Plus for 6 months? That's one of the options. And I'm seriously considering it.
I'd want it just for The Mandalorian, to be honest. Watch that.
Oh, there's another film, isn't there? Due on Tuesday called Redneck Eulogy, Hillbilly Eulogy. Glenn Close.
Oh, I can't remember what it's called. I know which one you mean now, but I can't remember what it's called.
It's called one of them. I've just said.
Oh, fair dues.
I'm quite sure of it.
A couple of people here kind of confirming what we said as well, so thank you very much. Julie says, don't love horror, but love Truth Seekers.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
Honeybees, Truth Seekers has been recommended to me a few times. I've heard great things.
It's quite good. I found it quite interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, if you like that type of humor, if you like those two guys, it's done in their style. It's
comedy
great.
/ YouTube / Most Haunted. That's what it is.
So, Louise, has anyone watched The Alienist? Have watched the first season and about to start season 2. Is it any good?
Is it what?
Well, I guess if you're starting season 2, it must be good. Leanne, I think we watched a little bit of that. We're on Santa Clarita Diet at the moment. Hilarious.
No, we haven't seen any of it.
Is it just in our watch list?
Yeah, it's the one that's got the head in the
Yeah.
jar and
It's like a zombie comedy, isn't it?
Drew Barrymore. Is it Drew Barrymore? No, somebody else.
Disney Plus, Chris and Will, yes, for The Mandalorian alone, it's worth it. Thought so. Ellie,
Below that. Did you see my recent reaction to Over the Moon, which is a Disney type film on Amazon, I think? I love stuff like that, man. I adored that film, Over the Moon. I could sit through it again.
That was a beautiful film, that's why.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. But I was either laughing or crying all the way through it.
Nice one, Angela. And Imran says, Santa Clarita Diet, horror comedy with Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore, yeah.
Gory, sweaty, and funny as hell. Excellent. Oh, we might give that a try then at some point, because we're coming to we've just finished Truth Seekers, and we're about to come. We've got 2 episodes left of, what's it called again? Marianne.
Although we don't know how this is going to come to any kind of good conclusion.
It's grim. It's proper grim. Yeah. And it's horrible, scary. In fact, I'll go as far as to say, I said this to you the other night, Marianne is one of the best portrayals of possession. I think The Exorcist is right up there as one of, if not the best, films that demonstrates possession and the acting involved in demonstrating that. But Marianne, it's horrible. The demon is horrible. It says horrible things and it does horrible things. Scary as all heck. Right, stop now.
See, you know, I think it's even scarier about it because it's in French. So I've never heard demonic or horror type things said in French before.
Yes.
It's usually English
or Latin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Louise says she's thanking Angela. I have next week off work, so might have a binge watch.
Why not?
Yes. Brilliant stuff. Good. So we are going to be going and having another glass of wine and winding down, getting all of this tidied up.
Yeah, we've got to put all this away.
Has anybody got
computer
last couple of minutes before we say our goodbyes and everybody else gets a chance to say their goodbyes? Thank you for the recommendations for Disney Plus. I think we're going to take full advantage of that 6-month offer.
I think it would be rude not to.
Has anybody got any suggestions or any questions before we start to say our goodbyes and wrap things up?
Oh, John,
oh, bless you, John. It always comes with a caveat, doesn't it?
Always.
Do an impression of it. You'd be better at this than me.
No, you do it. I'm the one who always goes out to song.
I'd rather have a song request than ask me to do an impression of E.T. I'll do an impression of E.T. Okay, here we go.
I could do anybody.
That was worth 50p, never mind a fiver.
That was good.
I'll do an impression of E.T.
Go on.
E.T. phone home. There you go, E.T. Perfect, that. Perfect impression. Hope you liked that one, John. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the me.
He's not, though. Look how long my hair is.
Oh, Jen and Amy. This one says strength. It was the first tattoo I ever had done.
Oh, Jen and Amy, we've got a tattoo blog. If you go to our channel, the search bar at the top, don't do it on a phone, because if you click the search bar at the top of a channel on a phone, it just searches all of YouTube. If you're going to do that, do it from all of YouTube. Those vegan guys tattoo. If you go to our channel and use the search option there, just tattoo, you'll find our tattoo vlog. We take you through everyone and tell you when we had them, what they meant.
Yeah. Even the tattoo I tattooed. Even the tattoo I tattooed on me. There you go. I had to think about that for a second.
Which you never see, but you see it in that video.
John, I'm sorry.
It's not on a widget. Speaking of widgets.
Sorry, John.
Speaking of widgets, I thought about a really good thing before. When a meat eater says to you, "Where'd you get your protein?" I can't remember how I worded it in my head, but it was basically, I eat the dicks of hunters. Me and the animals get together and sort them out, you know what I mean?
I think it's probably time to wrap things up, isn't it? Few quick fire questions from people before we call it a night. Angela, I have a new air fryer. What to make first?
Oh, check our channel, check air fryer. We've done what we do. I've done crispy baked tofu.
It's not what she asked. What to cook first?
Oh,
my choice. Just get some oven chips. They taste great out of the oven. They taste 5 times better done in the air fryer. Start with oven chips.
They actually do.
There you go. And work out from there and check our vlogs out.
Yeah, there's so much we've done in the air fryer, like some really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. Crispy baked tofu, falafel stuff.
Jody Joe, is not a question, more of just a blunt statement. More vegan Christmas food, please. Okay, duly noted. Thank you. Stacey says, have you started watching any Christmas films yet? Not yet.
We will, though.
It will come. 2 I already have on the cards. It's weird. It's weird, Stacey. I was thinking about this just last night. You know when you have those passing thoughts where you're kind of thinking about something and then you just kind of shelve it, but it's still there. Gremlins, I want to watch this Christmas. Definitely want to watch the first Gremlins film. I want to watch Die Hard. Thank you, Imran, for the reminder. If it's even Christmas, if you've not watched a Die Hard film. But the third one I definitely want to watch is Home Alone 2. Because we watched Home Alone last Christmas. I want to watch Home Alone 2 because it's still Macaulay Culkin. It's still the 2 guys who were trying to get him. It's all the pranks, but there's the pigeon lady and there's Tim Curry.
I want to watch The Amazing Mr. Blunden.
Amazing Mr. Blunden.
And...
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Imran. Just tickled me that. Now do an impression of E.T. as a proctologist. Oh dear. Right. Is there any more burning questions? I don't think we've missed anything. I think we're good. Home Alone 2 starring Donald Trump. Excellent. You're on form tonight, Imran.
The Amazing Mr. Blunden, Bobby, is almost on a par. You know how much the Railway Children means to me. Almost on a par with that for me. I absolutely do. Have you ever heard me say, I do a couple of impressions of Dinah Dawes in that. He was very wooed, master. He was very wooed.
Ryan says, watch Krampus, comedy horror about the German folklore version of Santa's evil spirit.
Yeah, I've seen a trailer for it.
And Imran says, of course, bloody love The Amazing Mr. Blunden as well, you know.
I can't wait to, because that's kind of set at Christmas, isn't it? When he first goes to see them, when he very first goes to see them in London, it's raining, it's snowing.
And Juliet, of course. Thank you, Juliet. Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be definitely going on at some point. Or we'll just come across it.
Although my favourite, in fact, I've got 2 equal nowadays. I'm quite a big Muppet fan. The Muppets Take Manhattan, I will always love until the day I die. and the newest one with you know, Am I a Man or a Muppet song in it. I love that.
Oh, am I a man?
Great, it's great. He won an award for that.
Yeah, such a good song.
Some kind of award.
Such a good film.
Well, he didn't win an award. The songwriters won an award for it. Brilliant.
Yes. I don't know, Adam. I never. I can appreciate Blackadder, but I was never a massive fan, to be honest.
Can I also recommend? We watched it last Christmas because I really wanted to. There's a film called Mixed Nuts with Steve Martin, Madeline Kahn, and other folk. Do you remember Mixed Nuts?
Yeah.
About the phone helpline.
Yes, it's good actually. It's good. It's a farce.
It's a farce.
It's a farce.
It's set at Christmas.
Yeah, if you understand when you're watching it, like I was 10 minutes in and I was like, this is a farce.
Yeah, but it's good. It's funny. It's Christmassy.
Yeah. Chris and Will. Yeah, absolutely. Polar Express.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Don't remind me of it, Will and Chris.
Such a good film. He said, Chris and Will say, a bit weird and a grower, not a shower. I get you. It is a little bit odd. It's a little bit odd.
What? The Polar Express?
The whole film is slightly odd, but it's beautiful animation. It's a bit weird towards the end with like the Aerosmith music and...
It kills me at the end.
Father Christmas and all the, you know...
When the parents can.
But yeah.
Kills me.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That is... It's
first time I saw it, I was just like... That's what it's like becoming an adult.
Right. Are we going to wrap this up? Are we going to wrap this up for the evening?
Yes, because I really want to watch Discovery.
Oh, you wonderful people. Louise Watts, perfect place to end it. That is the way to end Christmas right there.
Yeah.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Chevy Chase. I so love that film. I love that film. It's brilliant.
It's one of the best, to be fair. It's one of the best. And if it's on, it will be on over Christmas and it will just stay on. If we come across it, we'll be watching it. Even though we probably know the film like the back of our hands. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Mister, before we wrap things up?
I'd just like to say thank you for coming and spending some time with us. It's been lovely as always. These are our least popular lives. They get about half the views of our kitchen lives or our mukbangs.
They do. It's true. True that.
The quizzes, but we know a lot of you enjoy them, and so we wanted to continue them at least for a while, not necessarily into the new year.
It could be something new in the new year.
We'll always do our live a week, no matter what. But yeah, we're having to think about, you know, changing things up a bit. But thank you for coming and joining us as always. Massive thank you to our moderators Kelly and Leanne this evening. I hope the lovely Lauren is having a good rest. Thank you so much to Helen and Money Paws for our beautiful gifts. Thank you to all our channel members and our patrons who hugely help us. Thank you to people who just randomly donate at YouTube, at PayPal. Whether it be for the book or just a random donation. Thank you. That means so much. Love spending time with you guys, so just thank you.
All of that you just said, and I'll just say, because I very rarely do, the 76 people that are watching right now, if there's any of you that are not subscribed to us,
we'd love you to.
Please give us a subscribe.
Just go to the subscribe button, smash the shit out of it.
Smash it in the face! Hit it! Can I say one more thing before we wrap things up as well?
Is that what you want?
A little secret as well. You 76 are in on this. No one else knows about this at all. At some point in the run up to Christmas, we're going to do a giveaway. Imagine if someone's just tuned in. Yeah, we're going to do a giveaway on the run up to Christmas. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that one. And we will update you as soon as we possibly can when we've formalised it all.
Yes.
So yeah. Hour and a half in, or near as damn it. You've all been beautiful people, as always.
Beautiful people, drop down designer clothes.
Thanks for your questions.
Passport fashion shows.
Thanks for your comments. We love yous all. It's been great.
Love you, mister.
Love you. Mwah.
Yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you again very, very soon. And until then, please big theme of tonight. Be excellent to yourself and each other. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye, loves.